And I always like to think about like these people back in time testing these plants and these herbs that they found, and it was like trial and error, right? It was like, hey, look at what we found, let's see how it goes. Like, we don't have to do that in this day and age, but I think it's cool that they did it because we get to reap the benefits of their information and seeing what they did, and then that being passed on through generation after generation.
Empowering you organically, delivering content you trust with results you love.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Empowering You Organically. I'm your host, Jonathan Hunsaker, joined by my co-host, Terry Ann Trevenin.
Hey everyone.
Today we are going to talk about maca. Yes, maca. Maca is a cruciferous vegetable like broccoli, like cauliflower, and we're going to talk about its 8 benefits. So if you are not consuming maca on a regular basis now, by the end of this podcast, you likely will be heading straight to your local grocery store to grab some yourself. So Terry Ann, let's talk for a second. What is maca?
So just like we talk about with so many incredible plants, herbs, and beyond on the podcast, this dates back hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. Peruvians discovered that it was growing high in the Andes Mountains, and it had some noticeable benefits for their health and endurance. And I always like to think about like these people back in time testing these plants and these herbs that they found, and it was like trial and error, right? It was like, hey, look at what we found, let's see how it goes. Like, we don't have to do that in this day and age, but I think it's cool that they did it because we get to reap the benefits of their information and seeing what they did, and then that being passed on through generation after generation. And the Peruvians had some awesome discoveries from using this particular plant. Men going into battle or performing other physical feats would take maca because they observed that it gave them stamina, strength, and virility. Meanwhile, women who consumed maca had better reproductive health, energy, and focus. So again, they found it at 12 to 14,000 feet above sea level in the Andes Mountains. It was growing in extreme weather conditions. It's a lot like cauliflower, broccoli, or cabbage. And they used it and found that it had incredible benefits.
So what's really interesting is maca is also an adaptogen. An adaptogen just means that it adapts to help your body deal with stress. And now more than ever, and we've talked about adaptogens in the past, I think our society, our world is overstressed. And so anything that we can take that's really going to help our body deal with and process the stress is a benefit.
Absolutely. There's also the benefit of aiding in the fluctuation of hormones, but I want to talk about something before we talk about this particular benefit. There's some powerful benefits to maca in the sense that it contains vitamins A, C, B2, B6, niacin, as well as minerals, zinc, iron, iodine, copper, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. So we're talking tons of nutritional value, not to mention healthy fatty acids. And as you know, healthy fatty acids are actually really beneficial to your health. The reason why I wanted to touch on more of the nutritional value is it's also got 7 of the 9 amino acids that are considered essential for optimal health. Well, amino acids, 2 of the benefits that are really important for both men and women is protein in your body and the building of protein. But back to the aids in fluctuating hormones is the fact that it synthesizes hormones, right? And so this is really important when we're talking about all this nutritional value and how it plays into maca and why it's important. Well, the benefit of aiding in fluctuating hormones is our hormones from our nutrition and the way we take care of our body can be completely out of whack. We also know that some people just come born with imbalance in their hormones. There's a lot of natural ways that we're finding we can support that hormone balance. So one of the common complaints among women is premenstrual syndrome, or PMS. When out of balance, estrogen, the hormone responsible for regulating the reproductive system, can cause a wide range of symptoms and annoyances for women. And so not only can there be hormonal imbalances, this goes for men and for women, but women in particular, when it comes to our menstrual cycle and our fluctuation of hormones, we can see a wide range of emotions happening. Well, Maca has this benefit in helping to ease the rapid rise and fall of hormones for women who are in the menstrual cycle. Again, back to some of those nutritional benefits of maca, that speaks to why it supports and helps in that fluctuation of hormones. It also improves the connection between the brain and the pituitary gland, because it balances the circulating hormones even more through that process. So it's a powerful plant when it comes to leveling out those hormones and really regulating that process in our system. So especially for women, that can be a major benefit if you're experiencing that rise and fall of emotions that can come with your menstrual cycle.
Absolutely. And it's shown to help with the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. So if you're having hot flashes, night sweats, insomnia, depression, anxiety, lack of energy, I mean, maca can provide some much needed relief. So it's not just
the life cycle of women, really. Yep.
Absolutely. So, and maca is not just beneficial for women, it's very beneficial for men as well. It can increase the sperm count. It can increase your sexual desire. So it's not just balancing the hormones of women, it can balance the hormones of men as well. And so maca, I mean, it's something that you should have in your house, something that you're taking in supplement format, or eating it or working it into your diet. However you can get it, it is very beneficial for men and women.
Well, and the other thing I want to mention too is in studies, it's not shown to mimic estrogen, because there's information out there on that. But what it has been shown to do is to increase the body's production of estrogen if your levels are too low, which is what can lead to those hot flashes, night sweats, insomnia, depression, anxiety, and a lack of energy. So as a woman, if you're experiencing those issues, you may want to try out maca, because this can help to increase those levels of estrogen if they're too low and support that. And again, as Jonathan mentioned, there's also benefits for men when it comes to maca. Again, increase in sperm count, increase in sexual desire. And this is something that was so taboo to talk about still. It blows my mind that we still have such a big issue with talking about sex and sexual reproduction and hormones. A lot of men out there, we talk a lot about women's hormones and we say women are so moody and women are so emotional. Well, the reality is that men, based on their hormone levels, based on their hormone production, they also suffer a lot of issues related to their bodies, the sexual reproduction cycle, sexual desire based on their certain levels in their body. And that can impact their health, their emotions, their happiness, their relationships. A lot of men, if they were to be honest, would tell you they have low sexual desire, low libido. And if you're in a relationship and you're wondering, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why is this happening to me? Like, we still have such a huge issue talking about this as a society, but here's the facts. Like, women and men both have body parts. Women and men both have sexual desires. Women and men both have hormonal functions in their body that support our overall health. In fact, they are critical to our health and well-being. And a lot of men and women suffer issues from stress, depression, and anxiety because they're too afraid to go and address these issues. Looking at something like maca that you could put into your diet and seeing how it impacts you on your hormonal level, both for men and women, there is no shame in that. And there is no shame in this conversation. Again, it's just part of our overall health and well-being. And it's a conversation that has got to be more commonplace in our everyday conversation, because people are literally suffering in silence when things like this can be corrected through diet and nutrition. Sometimes you need more serious help than that, but imagine if you tested out something like maca and maybe it makes you feel a little bit better and you're like, wow, like, I'm so glad I had that conversation. So we got to break the stigma around talking about sexual reproduction, menstrual cycle, sexual desire, and libido. These are all just parts of our normal life.
Well, I mean, it's what helps keep us healthy. Right. And we talk, I mean, often men don't talk about how stressed they are. Often they're not talking about the depressions that they feel, the stresses they feel as a man. There's all kinds of things, and we're taught to hide those emotions, to not share those emotions, that their weaknesses and things like that. And, I'm not here to say men need to cry more or anything like that, but they are suffering silently as much as women are. And if you're listening to this and you're a man, definitely try out Maca and see if it really helps, because it will boost your energy levels. It will increase your libido. It will increase your sexual drive. And it can even help with mild cases of erectile dysfunction. If you're a woman listening to this and your man is not as sexually active as you would like him to be, or is not as aggressive sexually as you'd like him to be, he may be suffering from stress and depression and different things like that. And I highly encourage you, because it's a lot harder for men to reach out and ask for that help that they need. I highly encourage you to work Maca into his diet in supplement form or another form, and see if that helps.
Yeah, well, the word hormone is still running parallel with the word woman. And the fact is, hormones are something that impact men and women. So as a woman, if you're experiencing some of the stuff we talked about, check out natural plants and herbs that can benefit you. Again, sometimes you still have to go, we're not doctors, we're not here to treat you, we're not here to tell you what's wrong with you, but you can try these things out and see if they help you. Sometimes people need to take that leap and go and get even more serious help, because it really can be an even bigger issue than you can handle on your own. But back to men, like, I really want to drive this home one more time. Like, if you have a man in your life, or you're a man that's listening, hormones are not only a word for women. You may have a hormonal imbalance that could be leading to your anxiety, to your stress, to your depression, to your overwhelm, feeling like, why do I not have more sexual desire in my life? Like, I love my partner, I love my relationship, but that's just not there for me. Any of those reasons. Low energy for men too. Hormones are not just a word that are set out there for women. We both have that impact in our body. So I think it's super important. I just want to touch really quickly again on some additional health benefits for Maca. It can boost energy and endurance. It is a libido booster, as we mentioned. It is for cardiovascular health as well. It's also been shown to be very strong in preventing cancer, boosting your immune system, supporting your immune system, liver support, healthy bones. There's so many benefits to the Maca. And as you can see, a lot of them are tied to your hormonal balance in your body. So it's just really strong when it comes to synthesizing your hormones and keeping them level.
Well, and one thing that you left out of your list there is how much it can really help with the adrenal glands. And that, I think a lot of us suffer from adrenal fatigue, because we are stressed so much in our adrenal. I mean, we're constantly in fight or flight mode, and we don't slow down. And even though, like, a lot of times we'll think, oh, well, I'm kind of chill. I'm just on my phone and this and that, but you're not, because you're reading this stuff on the news. You're reading Instagram and Facebook, and like, our idea of calm and relaxed is still a higher state than what we used to be years ago. And so, I mean, if you really want to see what those levels can go down to and what a normal is do some meditation, do some yoga, do some deep breathing, and turn off everything and all of that, and give your body 10 minutes to actually go down to the actual resting level that it needs to be. And so, Maca can really help with your adrenal glands and to help support your adrenals, because again, I think that we are overstressed. And so anything we can do to reduce stress, and anything we can do to support our body in dealing with stress and healing from the overstressing, it's going to make a world of difference in our happiness and in our health.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about how you can get Maca. So you can look for an organic Maca powder that's grown in Peru. And just like any other powder, you can add it to juices, oatmeal, sandwiches. You can sprinkle it on your food. So many ways to add it into your cooking. And if you're going to take it in powder format, generally the best approach, and this is a recommendation for any new thing you're adding to your nutrition plan or to your supplemental regimen, would be to start small and grow with it as well. Also, there's some things to avoid. If you are between the ages of 15 and 35 and have a good, mainly plant-based diet and don't have mood swings, fluid retention, or any of those symptoms we talked about today, being careful with taking maca. That typically means you have pretty healthy levels, but one place that can impact past that age is when the hormones start to drop off. You start to go into pre-menopause or menopause, all of those things. Also, if you have an allergy to iodine, it says to stay away from maca. And then also if you have Hashimoto's disease or hyperthyroid condition, to also steer clear of maca. So anytime, we mention this often on the podcast, anytime you have you don't have issues, make sure that's the right thing for you to be adding in. If you do have some issues where you're concerned about it and you're already experiencing issues around your hormone levels and working with someone, make sure you consult with them. It's always good to get an extra set of eyes with someone who has expertise when it comes to maca, plants, herbs, those kinds of things.
A couple other pointers with maca, and you said to start small. So about a teaspoon a day is a good place to start. It can take 2 or 3 weeks for you to even feel a difference on maca. So don't expect an overnight wonder to happen. And also, after you take it for 2 or 3 months, take a month off. It'll allow the potency, you'll be able to come back and stay with the smaller doses, as opposed to constantly having to increase the amount of maca that you're taking on a daily basis. So a good cycle like that, taking it for a quarter, taking a month off, or taking it for 2 months and taking a month off. But again, listen to your body, see how you're responding to it. Again, it's a wonderful plant that we often don't hear much about because it's only grown in Peru. And I think it can really help a lot of people reach healthier states of mind and body and hormonal balance.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just, in a selfish way, I'm going to plug that we also have an incredible product called E-Plexx. It is a favorite amongst the women who work for Organics, and also the women who follow and support Organics, our customers, because it has massive benefits when it comes to supporting healthy hormonal balance. Not only does it have maca root in it, but we've got some mushroom ingredients in there. We've got milk thistle, which we've talked about on the podcast before, holy basil, ashwagandha extract. There's just a lot of really powerful ingredients in there, and it all goes to supporting women and their health. Mushrooms are anti-aging, maca for hormonal balance. It helps to reduce that stress and anxiety tied to hormonal imbalance. So just a wealth of benefits and ingredients that are blended together to support, and maca happens to be one of those ingredients in that product. Again, women on our team rave about it. And I will be honest, at one point we talked about moving away from the hormonal support products, and we got some major pushback from our customers and our team because the difference that they feel and the reviews and the testimonials that we get from women, they were begging us not to go away from it. True story. You can ask anyone on our team. You can email our customer support reps. They'll tell you this has happened internally with the team and with our customers. So again, you can go out and get the maca powder. It's definitely, if it's something that you're struggling with that can benefit you and your health in that way, we also offer it in a product as well that has multiple benefits for women through a blend that we've put together. Again, that product is E-Plexx. You can check it out if you're interested.
Great advice, Terry Ann. Organics.com. You can find out a lot more information. We have a lot of articles as well. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating, give us a review, or give us whatever rating you want. We just want to hear from you. We want to know if you're liking this or not liking it. Give us feedback. You can always email us and say, hey, I love your show, or hey, talk more about this or talk more about that. Anything that you want to tell us, we are happy to listen and take your feedback on it. Also go to empoweringyouorganically.com. We have all of the show notes, the transcription of the show. You can watch the video over and over again. And there's also a wealth of information. If you go to empoweringyouorganically.com, you can also click a link at the top that says Inspired Health Library. We have hundreds of articles, videos, and other absolutely free information and recipes for living the healthiest life possible. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode, and we will see you again next week.
Thanks, everyone.